Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hingham Happenings. I'm your host, Christina Yellow. Now let's take a look at what's coming up on this month's episode. Dozens participate in the annual Drowned Hog Swim at Nantasket Beach. The South Shore Model Railroad Club is a place of joy for people of all ages. Students learn a valuable lesson in extreme couponing. Dennis Corcoran says goodbye to the library that he loves. And first graders at Foster Elementary participate in the Penguin Olympics. All this and more coming up on Hingham Happenings. Many brave souls dove into their pockets and into the icy Atlantic to benefit Wellspring in their 20th annual Drowned Hog Swim held at Nantasket Beach in Hull.
It's the 20th anniversary Drowned Hog Swim. 20 years ago, 6 dopey people went in the water, raised some money for Wellspring. It's grown ever since. So this year, 20 years later, we'll have about 200 swimmers, about 500-600 spectators jump in the water, raise money in pledges, get some sponsorships. All of the money goes to Wellspring in Hull, serving the whole South Shore.
I've done it every year for 20 years. Same bathrobe, same Hawaiian shirt, all been taped up and put back together. I'm swimming today with the number 001. 20 years ago, a friend of mine, Tom Haddock, on the commuter boat, asked me what I was doing the very next day on a Friday, stormy, and I said, well, nothing. Saturday, what are you doing? He's going, well, tomorrow's Groundhog's Day. I think we should jump in the ocean. And I said, that's crazy. What time? He said 11 o'clock, and I go, okay, just give me a call in the morning. And the snow was blowing much like today, sideways. It was 13 degrees with 30-mile-an-hour winds off the ocean, and we decided to do it. There were 6 of us. That was 20 years ago, and over $500,000 raised for Wellspring Multi-Service Center here in Hull. It serves the whole South Shore of the Boston area.
This is the 20th anniversary. It's kind of grown each year. Probably year 4, 5, and 6, you wonder how long it would go, but here we are 20 years later, and we're not slowing down. We get people from all over, different states even. They come down here, they raise pledges, jump in the water here on January 31st. It's a cold one. And they get pledges. Those pledges go to Wellspring. And Drowned Hogs was originally started in 1995 when people jumped in just to raise money.
It was a dumb idea gone good, is the way I describe it. A bad idea gone good. Because it was just not that smart, and for some reason, if you look around the room, people come in costumes. There's people that just can't wait to do it. There's people that wish they did it with the polar bears or the LC brownies on January 1st, and now they don't want to miss it. And we predict when spring arrives, as it does the groundhog.
I think it's the spirit. There are more swims around the brownies and some of the other swims in the area in the cold weather. But the spirit here, the costumes, the fun that people come out for, it's really just kind of a silly day, all to raise money, but the spirit here is different than any other swim you go to. Wellspring Multi-Service Center here in Hull. There's a food pantry, adult education program, counseling programs, transportation, housing, thrift stores, and it goes to the operations of it. The proceeds from the Chowder Fest that follow the swim, all of the proceeds from the Chowder Fest go directly to the food pantry.
Well, the crazy drowned hogs went in the ocean today, so making a nice hot soup and chowder event was just a natural pairing. Both of those events benefit Wellspring Multi-Service Center. This is the 8th year that the Chowder Fest is partnered with the Drowned Hog Swim. Hull's own multi-service center, which is Wellspring, and they provide a food pantry and a thrift store, educational opportunities, and they provide service to the town of Hull in many, many different ways. You can get involved by contacting Wellspring Multi-Service Agency. They're on Facebook and they have a website as well.
You can donate to Wellspring or the Drowned Hogs year-round. But next year, usually starting right after New Year's, we start promoting the next swim. They can donate and register online. They can donate in someone's name online. They can support the swimmer, or businesses can get involved by sponsoring. This is one of the funner days. People get scared about how cold it is, but it's over literally in minutes, and you won't see anybody coming out of the water without a smile on their face. The anticipation's worse than the reality, and to get involved, you feel good when you're done, and you're ready to take on the day. So next year, come on down and get involved.
Anybody that's crazy enough to do it, that's the only way you can describe it. You gotta be a little loose to do this. But once you get in, it's not as cold as you think it might be.
People of all ages can summon their inner child and visit the South Shore Model Railroad Club located in Bear Cove Park and open on select Saturdays throughout the year.
This is our fall open house and show. It happens generally the last weekend in October. We have four possibilities for open houses to the public. The beginning of January is our Scout and Family Night on Friday night. Mid-March is our Spring Show and Open House, both a Saturday and a Sunday affair. We have a Saturday-only show the first Saturday in August for our summer show. And then in the fall, we have a Saturday-Sunday show the last weekend in August. Saturday morning tends to be a tiny bit light because people are at their kids' soccer game, or they're doing a little bit of work in the yard, and generally around 10:30, 11 o'clock it picks up quite a bit, as you can see. This hobby has developed over the years. It used to be, running trains on tracks, and with the advent of digital communications, the hobby has been very much encompassed the computer age, in that each engine has a digital chip in it that receives a signal from your throttle and moves it back and forth, so we no longer have to do the electrical blocks we used to have to do. It's a digital signal that runs the trains, which makes it a little bit more interesting to somebody who is interested in computers and computer-driven items. It gives them another avenue to head beyond the scenery and the track work and the layout and that type of thing, and the design. Got our permanent layout, which is HO scale. HO scale is the most common scale in railroading. There are many scales. There's O, which you would be familiar with from your little Lionel set. That's an O scale layout. There's HO, which is half its side for HO. And then there is S and N and T, and there's a number of different sizes, but the most common scale is HO, the size that we run here. We've been doing it for a while, so it's not a lot to it. It's just a bit of organization, getting the members to help out in different areas. We have vendors here for the public to look at, selling various railroad items, everything from starter sets, train sets, up to sophisticated kits for the model railroader. They're down the other end of the building, and they're worth a look-see. Also, they have to be over 18 years old, or 18 and up, and they just give us a call at 781-740-2000, or check our website at ssmrc.org, and you'll find the information to becoming a member.
Hingham High School students learned a valuable lesson during the Extreme Couponing Challenge held at Super Stop & Shop in Hingham.
We're here today doing an Algebra 1 Extreme couponing project. My 2 Algebra 1 classes have been put up to the challenge of spending $1,000, $500 donated from the Hingham PTO, $500 donated from Stop and Shop. And their goal was to save as much money as they could with the aid of coupons and matching with store sales. We've been working on the project in class for about a week, but we've been collecting coupons, both my classes and the whole school, the whole community, for about a month. We've been collecting coupons.
Getting out of like the classroom environment and going to like Stop and Shop and running around and trying to do all this stuff is really fun because it puts your math skills to the test using not only your couponing skills but your mental math skills, which I thought was really fun.
The goal was to see how much money we could spend with $1,000 from the Hingham PTO, $500 from the PTO, and $500 from Stop and Shop. And we were just trying to see how much money we could save using coupons and the store deals. Multiple goals.
So the first definitely was the math piece of it, calculating prices, how to decide if one sale is better than another. And then also it's a great opportunity to give back to the community. We're donating all the goods to the Hingham Food Pantry. The whole process took about an hour. Because we saved so much money, the cash register wanted to stop the transaction. So we checked out our first transaction, we did another transaction, same savings, all the coupons worked. Mike, our cash register, the guy at the register was amazing. He fought through all the challenges. And altogether, we spent $1,000 and we saved $600.
I thought it would take a lot longer than it did, but it only took us like an hour. But it was a lot. We put a lot of preparation into it because we've been working on it for like the whole month, like almost the entirety of November, and we just started out by just collecting all the coupons and checking out the store deals. And then just last 2 weeks, we actually started preparing for the actual trip, and today we decided would be the good day to come and spend all of it. We saved like $600, and I think we spent like all of the $1,000 except for like 20 cents or something. So it was a pretty good save for the amount of money that we had to spend.
Hingham Food Pantry gave us a list of items that they're in need of, ranged from paper goods, toilet paper, paper towels, also some pharmacy items, toothbrushes, toothpaste, canned goods, all non-perishable. They had a special need for cookies, so we got an awful lot of Chips Ahoy cookies today, which were on sale. We would love to do it again. It's a great cause. All the goods are getting donated. I think that the real challenge with extreme couponing is getting the coupons, so we could dream big and try to do it bigger and better, absolutely.
I feel like we did something that we could only do once in a while, and this just made me feel so good that we got to do something for charity and save that much money.
I'd want to do it again with a class, but I don't think I'd want to do it like by myself. It's a lot of work for one person.
Thank you so much to the Hingham PTO for their donation and funding the grant. Thank you to Stop and Shop, not only for their donation of $500, but they have been amazing to work with. They fought through all the challenges today, and it's just great to have this happen in such a great community.
That was impressive. So there's that.
Perfect.
Now
Hingham Public Library Director Dennis Corcoran retires and says goodbye to his beloved library.
My name is Dennis Corcoran. I'm Library Director of the Hingham Public Library, soon to be the retired Library Director of the Hingham Public Library. I've been Library Director at the Hingham Public Library for 19 plus years. I started in 1995. My career path begins quite a few years ago. Back in the late 60s, early 1970s, I decided that I either wanted to teach at the college level or to work in a library. And the economics of the time decided it for me. And the library opportunities opened up for me, and I got my master's degree from Simmons College in 1974, and was fortunate enough to get a job at the Cambridge Public Library and spent a few years there, and then became the director of the Marshfield Public Library, which is called the Ventris Memorial Library. And I was there for almost 19 years as well.
Dennis and I started around the same time. I started maybe 3 months before him, and it's no small thing that I have a boss that I totally respect and have faith in. It's just made the 20 years fly by, and it's been good.
He did. He hired me, and so I've worked here for 12 years, so it's the only job I've ever had. So he's really the only boss that I've ever had. He's been a great boss, and I think part of the reason I've stayed here so long is because he's terrific, and it'll be really hard to not work with him. It'll be different. He's been great in a lot of ways. He's been, easy to work with and a mentor, and I think he's the reason that I'm still here after 12 years. And I've even changed positions since I've been here, and he's encouraged that and supported that, and I owe him, my career, and I owe him what a good career it's been. This is a great town to work in anyway, but he definitely makes the library a great place to work in.
I find that he is a strong leader. I find that he is creative, and I like the fact that he really encourages us to use our creativity. He asks us to think outside the box. What can we do? What kind of programming can we come up with? What kind of things can we do to make the library a better place? Because I feel that he really sets the bar for that, because he's always thinking that way. What's next?
Professionally, I'll miss, his mentorship and his leadership and how he's really made this library the place it is today. Personally, I'll miss his sense of humor, and he has good movie reviews always, and he's fun to talk to about everything, cars and technology and dogs and you name it. So I'll miss that part, that personal friendship part, for sure.
I'll miss the people and the staff that are here. I think that's probably the most important part of the job, really, and where the satisfaction comes from. It's a real privilege to work in a town like Hingham that supports its library and gives you the encouragement to try new things, to continue to innovate. And I think that's been the hallmark of the Hingham Public Library before me, and it will be after me as well.
I think, things will continue to grow, but libraries are definitely shifting. What people expect from libraries is shifting, and I think that Dennis saw that very clearly, and so it'll be interesting to see how much of what he envisioned actually happens. But I think that things are going to shift more towards programming, and people want more digital options than they used to, and people look at the library, I think, as more of a community center kind of place, like meetings and classes and programs and offerings, and it'll be interesting to see if his successor has the same vision that he had or something different, and that will be great too, and just to kind of see how the library continues to transform as our modern life transforms.
He has been such a great person to work for, and I thank him for all he has done for the town, for the patrons, and for all of us. He's been a great, great boss.
It's been a privilege to work for the town of Hingham and the Hingham Public Library, and I appreciate all the support that the community has given me, and that the Board of Trustees and the library staff, which really is the I think the factor that makes people attracted to the Hingham Public Library. We've got lots of resources that we can give you. We've got a pretty good physical plant for people to come in. It's a pretty good building. But think about it. You would not go back to some place that didn't make you feel welcome, didn't make you feel like you were being helped. Well, that all comes from the staff of the library. So I think, you know, the magic sauce in this production, or whatever you want to call it, is really the people who work for us. So I hope the public feels the same way about them as I do.
Now here's something that will be sure to put a smile on your face. Foster Elementary School first grade students participate in the annual Penguin Olympics, which gives the kids a chance to dress up as penguins and learn about them in a fun and an exciting way.
First grade in January, we study penguins every year, and then a few weeks into it, we do a Penguin Olympic Day. So the kids dress up as penguins, any kind of penguin that they choose, and then we have 5 different activities set up in the presentation room that simulate a penguin's life in some ways that the kids can participate in. The whole penguin unit is the month of January. We go to the aquarium. We have to reschedule because of the snow days, but we go to the aquarium this month and spend the month reading books about penguins and learning about penguins. They love learning about penguins. It's really interesting to them. They're really engaged in it. They especially love dressing up like penguins, making penguin crafts, and they always love the field trip to the aquarium. We start out just introducing penguins in general, introducing non-fiction versus fiction books about penguins. Then we learn about the different kinds of penguins. We talk about the size of the penguins compared to the first graders. We talk about their habits, their habitat. We do some experiments where they can tell how cold it is or how the penguin's protected from how cold it is by their blubber. And then we participate in these fun activities like the Penguin Olympics and the field trip. Today they came dressed as penguins. This morning we read a little bit of Mr. Popper's Penguins and talked about these Olympics. And then we came down and got started. They split up into 5 groups and participated with the help of parent volunteers. And then we'll be doing some more fun penguin things throughout the day, just reading books about penguins and talking to our big buddies about penguins as well. The parent volunteers, we ask for some parents from our class to come in and help out, so we always get a great group of volunteers to come in and help. It's really exciting for both sides. It's great for the parents to come in and see what the kids are doing, and it's also great for the kids when the parents are coming in and they can share these moments with them. It really helps get them engaged and moving around. They're always more engaged in a project when they can be moving their bodies, especially at such a young age. Every year they love learning about penguins. They're excited. The vice principal came in this morning, was asking us, and they were immediately able to volunteer some facts about penguins. I think just through all the activities we do, they learn even more than they would if they were just reading about them. My favorite part, I love the dressing up like penguins. Seeing first graders dressed up creatively is my favorite part.
that's all for this month on Hingham Happenings. If you have an idea that you want to see get put on TV, reach out to us at www.hinghammedia.org.